What's going on, people? This is your blind buddy. This is a part two of tell me where I'm wrong for saying this. You know, I'm only saying what's there. You understand what I'm saying? And when I tell you I'm only saying what's there, it's because of the Spirit of God that I depend on, because of the Heavenly Father that I seek for the truth that I seek. You know, and that's the only place I know I can find the truth is seek God Himself. And God will answer, and God has answered. He's always answered. The answer has not always been what neither I or the rest of the world would like, but it's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So I continue to seek the truth, and by doing so, I become, well acquainted with the truth as it comes to me, as it being the truth, and not something that I would want to make up myself. Because if I did, I would be just as bad as the earth I live on. You understand what I'm saying? I just go by what knowledge is there. And the knowledge that comes through me is the knowledge that's there. And I depend on God for it. So, what did I say this title was? It's
Tell me where I'm wrong for saying this.
I want you to tell me why I'm wrong for saying what I'm saying. I want the earth to the Christian nation. You know, we're gonna go into the Bible. You know, I'm gonna rip you out of this Bible. I'm gonna tear you a limb from limb. I figured out, and I looked at, and without a shadow of a doubt, see where you are in the Bible. I know where you are in the Bible, and I know why you are there, and I know why the people that it's just despicable at at what you've done. That's it always the Bible comes all the way down to the point, you guys, to where these people know the doomsday clock. They know the doomsday clock for a reason. The doomsday clock exists for a reason, and it's because these people know. The enemy knows what it has done to God's word, and it's mangled up, misconstrued it, scattered the people, and it has had people helping it. You know, to be able to unlock the secret, you just got to know God. That's all, and just know the truth. I'm here to tell you the truth, and guess what? But the truth is, God sets us free with the truth. This world will try to destroy you for telling the truth. You understand? Yeah. And they have an avid history of doing so. Even when it comes down to this Bible, they have everybody following. You understand what I'm saying? When you know truth, the Bible starts with truth. It don't end with a lie. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Why would the truth end with a lie unless somebody had an idea to go in there to put it in there? You know what I mean? And for you to think that the Bible has no lies in it, you are the reason that they done it. Because they depend on people like you to believe everything that's in there. Without looking, investigating, and seeking the truth yourself. You just want somebody to give it to you on a plate like a baby. So, here it is. I'll give it to you like a baby too. But you guess what? You got to believe this is what it is, and I got proof. Tell me. If you know better than I, treat me as the baby. I got questions. Well, this New Testament, if it's a New Testament, I understand that it's a new covenant between God and the people. I understand that. I understand that Jesus came down and He established a new covenant because of God's law. Because of God's law, where? People in heaven. Not here. Because of God's laws in heaven, not here on earth. The Spirit of God come down and established a new covenant with us that we may be able to return to the heavens, not here on earth. Man has taken the opportunity that God has allowed us and afforded us here on earth to take advantage of that very covenant and profit off of it by putting money there. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't pay your way into heaven. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen. So for you to run around in this earth thinking that because you can pay your way around, you're running the wrong way. And and I'm gonna tell you how they done it. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In the New Testament. John is where everybody knows this phrase, and they made sure that it was categorized. John 3:16. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That is the truth. Understand what I'm saying? Now, the truth has to be told. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The truth has to be told.
Yes, it does.
But because of the lies that were put in there, in betwixt it, it's the reason why today you'll know that there's a doomsday clock by the time I finish this. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Throughout the course of this, from Genesis all the way up to the New Testament, there was mentioning of a Messiah, someone that would come in. God has always been on the inside of us. If God wanted to talk to us, he'll talk to us. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look at Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar had to be brought down to his place, on his face. God didn't take his kingdom, he gave it back to him. So how did God get to Nebuchadnezzar? Huh? Did God have to send Jesus to him? Huh? Did Jesus come down and say, hey, Nebuchadnezzar, let me tell you something, man. You're going to make the Father mad. I'm going to establish a new covenant with you. God simply told him, you'll wander in the wilderness like a wild beast. Until you acknowledge me as the Most High. Once you do, I'll give you a kingdom back. Now, he didn't have to send Jesus for him. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And Nebuchadnezzar didn't have to pay for him, didn't have to pay to get the knowledge either. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm coming, hey Christians, explain to me. How did we have to end up looking upon the face of a white man with curly hair and recognize him widely known? If people know, if you show this picture, people that don't even go to church, ain't never been to church, to tell you that's Jesus.
I know that's right.
When the commandment said, thou shalt not have any engraven image. And Jesus said, you see me, you see the Father. Okay, well, guess what? You're going to come down here and say, well, but nobody can tell you what he looked like, but everybody followed him. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the most major accounts. They the most major ones. They walk with him and ain't nobody else. But there was 12 disciples. These are the only 3 that got an accurate account. Yeah. And here comes John. It's later on in this new covenant. New covenant. God said, I'm the same today, yesterday, and forevermore.
Yes, he does.
If God want to talk to you, he'll talk to you. You know what I mean? He'll get to you. But if you got to have something to follow, then here's you something to follow. Look at the way you follow it. You understand? Look what you did. Look what they done. Look what they take, how they take and misconstrue this name when this very Jesus said, there will be some to come in his name and saying they are the Christ. And they would deceive many. He didn't even say his name was the Christ. He said in his name. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If Paul came, then here come Paul. Paul was the man that come through and went to killing people. He was killing people. You know? What was he killing people for? They say he was killing people that believed because they were Christian. Why were they killing? Then he became a Christian. And then he got killed for being a Christian. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Something don't sound right with that. Why they kill Paul? Huh? Paul was the wrong. Okay, wait a minute. Paul went out here and started worshiping God? Huh? Paul went out there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now Paul might be fixing to go out there and tell what we're doing because now he done got righteous on us. You know? Paul done got righteous on us. We got to kill him so we can keep this going. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And it's still, all this Christian stuff still going on. People still believe in this name, Christian. They following this because it's profitable. It's very profitable. That's why people that truly follow in the way of God, back then, like they, you know, you ain't got nothing. So why would somebody that's looking for money be studying you? It's when you are equitable and profitable in a manner to where you can justify what is already going on, then you become profitable yourself. This is why the religion can grow as much as they do, because they chasing this false God that was made up in order to achieve wealth. And they don't obey the commandments of God. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's a widely known nation of people with an image of a white man with curly hair, and it's called Christian nation. You know, I'm just saying, Christians, you know, who is this same, you know, and this in different religions. Why does he look so different in all religions? Huh? Is it not because, well, the Spirit of God is inside of all of us? Why would God need to send a spirit to something that he created when all he got to do is talk to it? He'll make you listen. Why he got to send a spirit to you? The Spirit is already there. And everybody that's alive today know and can attest to, well, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, when you doing right and when you doing wrong. Ain't nobody on that planet can turn around and ever say that they don't know who God is. God created everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
God made the wind obey God. Mm-hmm. Fire obey God. Animals obey God. Water, the ocean obey God. Man, the only thing that run around and disobey God. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. It's the truth.
Run around trying to make their own way. And try to get other people to run the same way. And people run that way thinking, well, are we chasing Jesus? Hey Jesus, what is it going to look like when we get to heaven? Asking all these crazy questions. And then when somebody turn around and tell you the truth, you get mad. Well, this is what you're doing. It's what you're doing. Why you get mad about it? Well, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, because you done went in there and indoctrinated yourself in a bunch of confusion. You don't even understand yourself because you let somebody else explain it to you and you just memorize it the way you want to so you can sound good. Yeah, rather than knowing that the God that's on the inside of you is the same God that's on the inside of everybody else. Just because you make money off of it don't make you more God. You know, God is not a God of money. You know what I mean? You've been tricked by the money God. You've been tricked by the one that went in there that's got a reason to have a doomsday clock, because for that very reason, the enemy knows its time is over. Because, for one, why would God know that why would God say the earth gonna be destroyed by fire? If he destroyed it by water, and he don't, well, that would suggest there'll be something else. God knows that man just, he knew man was gonna do what he done. And next time I'm just destroyed by fire and it's gonna be over and done with. And I've been doggone, man, didn't try. Hard-headed, disobedient, and that's why the earth is doomed. And that's why if you ain't on the inside of yourself, know who God is, you doomed too. Because you're going to be following that same doomed one running around chasing this Jesus, this monetized Jesus, you know? Like I said, and in the spirit of who Jesus should be is God. It's the one Father, the one. If you're not attached to the one, you can run around and chase the Son all you want to. Huh? I ain't never know nobody caught the Son running in the same direction the Son is. Huh? Cause the sun go up and the sun go back down. You have to wait to chase it the next time you see it come around. Huh? You spend your time chasing the sun, and the Father said, come on home before the sun go down and don't come back. You understand what I'm saying? Come on home on the inside of you, because home is just God's law is written on your heart. On your heart. Where's your heart at? Your heart is on the inside. If God's law ain't written in your heart and you run around chasing a physical Jesus, then what you think? You waiting on a physical Jesus to come down and examine what you already got on the inside of you, which is supposed to be God. If you want God, then go to the inside of you. If you ain't got His law wrote on the inside of you, then what you looking for Him for? Huh? I just like going to a party. They ain't even there. Yeah. And you got other people riding with you. Got them all hyped up. Hey man, we going to this party, man. You get out there, ain't nobody there. You went to cause you were listening to somebody else tell you about something that they ain't even know nothing about. I'm telling you, I come to where I come from because where I come from is on the inside of me, because I know the outside of me ain't got nowhere to go. So for me to be telling you about something I know about the outside, I know the outside is on its way out. That's all I can tell you. What's on the inside is coming out. That's why the outside is on its way out. So if you're too busy trying to keep your outside so strong that your inside can't come out, don't get mad when your outside lose and your inside come out anyway and don't take you with it. So that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man, y'all better take heed, man, to what I be saying, cause, whether I'm right to you or whether I'm wrong to you, I may be right, but I know I ain't wrong. I may not be right, but I know I ain't wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? I know something wrong. I may not be right, but I know I ain't wrong. Yeah. There's something right about this. Cause if you can prove it wrong, then do so. Christians, this is where your rubber meet the road. You gotta explain yourself, cause there's a lot of things that ain't spoke of that you got too much involvement in and you benefiting too much off of. But everybody ought to be flourishing in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and tell you. Hey, blind buddy, with you. Hope the Spirit gets you. Hope the devil don't pull you so hard he split you. And we'll see you when I see you, I hope I can get with you. Blind Buddy out.